Okay guys, so a bit of a floor routine to start with. So grabbing some space on the floor. You can do this on hard flooring, probably won't be that comfortable. Just grab some pillows and do knees or something otherwise. But otherwise on carpet, guys, or if you've got yoga mats, things like that, then great. I'll try and angle this down so you can see me. Right, better angle there. Okay, perfect. So first of all, guys, a bit of a yoga move. Okay, cobra pose. So we're going into extension through the spine. Okay, you may actually get, if your abs are feeling quite tight at the moment, a bit of an ab stretch as well. So you're coming down onto your front, and then hands to the side. You're going to push yourself up. If you find that really difficult for the lower back, either have the hands further in front, or just come onto your elbows to start with, and then work your way up. Okay, over time. For me, I've got quite flexible with this stretch, so I'm just going to push up and hold. I'm just going to hold here. Again, if you kind of want tissues in front of the neck as well, to give it a stretch, just look upwards as you do the exercise. I'm just holding here. And again, with all the stretches today, just try and slow your breathing down. It'll just naturally help muscle tissue to relax, switch off a little bit, so it'll allow you to stretch a little bit further. So it is important to try and control the breathing as you stretch. Okay, it's coming down to your front, and we're going to this charge pose. So bring your bum back down onto your heels and curl yourself into a smaller ball as possible. Leave the arms out in front. And then what I want you to do is just slowly start walking the hands over to the left-hand side. And when you feel a stretch down your side, just hold. And then walk back to the middle, and then over to the right-hand side. And then walk back to the middle. Okay. Come back up, comes down onto your front. And we're going to do an exercise called scorpions. Okay, so what it is, okay, foot on the right hand side comes up and round, okay, over the left leg, tap down on the floor, come back to the middle, and then left leg comes up and over. So get a bit of pelvic mobility and lower back mobility. Give yourself some space, otherwise you'll end up booting the door like I did on the first one. And again, think about the chest staying down. Obviously, the opposite side will lift a little bit, but try and just work through back, legs, pelvis. So you're trying to get your right leg as far over to the left as you can, and you're trying to get your left leg as far over to the right as you can. Okay, we're coming back to the middle, guys, and we're going back up to cobra. So from scorpions to cobra pose. And just hold. In all the stretches today, guys, can be around 20 seconds plus. And just breathe. Okay, slowly bring your chest down to the floor and can release yourself back into a ball, child's pose. Okay, and just hold. Now walking around again to the left hand side, so walk the hands over to the left until you feel a big stretch. You can't get much further. And then back to the middle and back round. So good. Back to the middle and coming up. 4-point kneeling, down to the floor. Okay, and then again, legs comes up and over. And coming back to the middle. There you go, from scorpion to cobra pose again. So just coming up and hold. See if you can get a little bit further back this time. My back is certainly loose enough. I feel like I can come up a lot easier. You can try and keep your hips, or at least the front of your thighs, down on the floor. Slowly coming down there. Okay, get back into your heels, last time through. Back into your heels. Get yourself into a ball, child's pose. And slowly walking the hands over to the left. So they call kind of child pose clocks. So you come round to the side, round the clock face. Back to the middle and over to the right. Back into the centre. And then going back onto your front. Arm going again, scorpion. So scorpion's tail behind. That's your leg. Drive across to the other side. Back to the middle and over again. Okay, coming up there, guys, onto your mats. And just sitting up for a second. Next, we're going to work around the ankle. Okay, so we're going to do some of our knee to wall stuff, some of ankle mobility. First of all, guys, if you bring a leg up, feel free to hook it if you want. Just going to go ankle rolls to start with. So just clockwise or counterclockwise, we're going to go both ways. Just rotate the ankle as far around as you can. Okay, changing direction there. And again, other foot. And change directions. Good, and stopping there. Okay, coming up now into standing. And we'll start off with calves in general. Okay, mainly gastrocnemius, two heads at the top of the calf. Feet shoulder width apart, drive one heel down into the floor. And just hold. Again, if you can lean against surface or wall, it just helps push that back heel down into the floor. So if you can, you've got a wall nearby, or I'm using some shelving, just lean against and push that back heel down into the floor. Okay, slowly coming up there, change feet, and drop one leg back. Feet should both be facing forward with this stretch. And slowly coming up there. Okay, next we're going to do our knee to wall stretch. Okay, so the muscles under those two heads, soleus. Okay, small muscle used in kind of running, walking, jumping. What you want to do is bring the foot back, probably around kind of 5 or 10 meters, 5 to 10 centimeters to start with, away from a desk or a wall. You're going to try and touch your knee. So my knee can easily touch this there, come back another 5 centimeters. Starting to get a bit tighter, just go a couple of centimeters there. My heel starts to come up off the floor there now. So I'm not going to go too much further back. I drive the knee that's nearly touching the wall, and I'm just going to hold the stretch there. If you can lean on something, lean on a wall or a desk, just to help you hold the stretch rather than contract. And that's great. I'm actually going to use this right foot to just step on my heel there, just to keep the heel down, to add a little bit more into the stretch. It's a knee to wall stretch. You're trying to get your knee towards the wall. You want to get to the point where it starts to actually feel like a stretch, and you can't just easily get knees to the wall. Right there, changing feet. Now I'm going right knee to wall. I'm going to go around where my left found it difficult. Yeah, it's about the same, equal there. So I'm going to step on the back of the heel. And I can really feel that on this right side. There's been lots of hopping and jumping activities the last few days on this right leg. It's part of my knee rehab, and I can really feel this stretch. So you'll feel it usually coming up off Achilles tendon or carpal tunnel tendon. you'll feel it in that soleus muscle, so kind of deep and lower into the calf, a little bit more than that standing calf stretch where you're pushing against the wall. You've got something that's called ankle impingement. You may just feel this in the front of the ankle. I get that a little bit on my left one. I don't get it at all on the right. So sometimes you can feel it in the front of the ankle. Otherwise you'll feel it, like I said, deep into the calf and quite actually low down compared to a normal calf stretch. Good stuff coming up there. We'll stretch. We did this stretch actually in the lower body flexibility class. Using again the desk, wall, corner of a room, I want you to get your foot up, okay, on a surface. So toes are pointing into the corner of the room and just push those toes into that surface and drive the knee forward. Not only may you feel a similar stretch to that knee to wall stretch, but you'll also probably feel it at the bottom of the foot, the sole of the foot, plantar fascia, potentially. It's feeling tight. So first of all, give those toes and the bottom of the foot a bit of a stretch and then drive the knee forward into the stretch and just hold. And coming up there, changing feet. Again, use a wall or skirting board. I'm using the corner of this desk, which is easy. You can see me still from there. So first of all, I'm pushing the foot down, bending my toes back, and then I'm bringing the knee forward. Now, like I said, on this left ankle, I get a bit of impingement on the front. The joint locks up a little bit, so this is a little bit tender for me in the front of the ankle. You may get that as well, otherwise you'll probably just feel more of a stretch. Keep pushing that knee forward. I mean, I need to go up a bit higher. I'm already hitting my knee off of wall or desk. And coming back up. Okay, then we're going to loosen up those ankles again. So in standing this time, big circles around clockwise and then counterclockwise. Changing directions. And changing feet. Again, clockwise. And counterclockwise. Okay, and stopping there. Okay, good stuff, guys. We're going to come back to our mat for the next block. Okay, so we've done kind of calves, soleus, gastrocs, ankle mobility. Next, we're going to go hamstrings. We're going to start off with a bit of a sit and reach test. So, feet out in front, knees down onto the mat. Okay, so back of the knees should be close to the mat or touching. And then you're just going to lean forward and see what can you get to. Can you get to your shins, your sock line, your ankles, or can you get over the toes? Okay, and just hold. And again, think about leaning forward and letting the back flex as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going back, I want you to step the feet out about a foot wider each side, and again reach forward. And you'll feel a slightly different stretch this time. And see how far forward you can get along your mat or along the floor again. And if it starts to loosen up, like mine just now, again creep yourself another inch or two forward. And again, go left, and you widen the legs. This time, as far apart as you can, okay? So you can feel this more groins and adductors as well as the backs of the thighs and hamstring. And again, reach forward. So if you need the actual back's feeling a bit stiff, that's what was limiting me a little bit more. And again, you'll probably feel it anywhere between kind of back, groin, and hamstrings. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And go back to the beginning. Put your feet back into the position they were before. Okay, so wide-ish. And lean forward again. Let's see if you can get a little bit further forward now. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And going up. Okay, feet together again. And then we're going for the sit and reach together, or just a couple inches apart, and just reach forward. And see if you can get any further now for that sit and reach test. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0, come back up. Okay, you're going to stick on the hamstring thing. One leg comes in against the inside of the thigh of the leg, and then just reach down that one leg. So reach down the straight leg. Slowly coming back up, and change legs. Opposite leg forward. And again, reaching down that leg. Again, don't worry how far down you're going. If you're grabbing, just below the knee, or mid shin, or lower shin, or the ankle, it's absolutely fine. If you can get a foot or the toes, then even better. Okay, back to groins, like we did with the wide leg stretch, but this time butterfly stretch. Okay, so feet together, grab the ankles or just above, and just gently push out the knees. It shouldn't be painful, okay, but you should feel a stretching sensation. So just slowly push out with the elbows, get those knees down towards the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And going back up the opposite muscle groups, here the abductors, the glutes. Right leg straight, left leg steps over. Okay, step over, stretch. Hook that leg, give it a good hug in towards your body. Think about pulling it in and round. So you pull in, round, away from that left side, pulling to the right. And slowly going back. Let's start, both feet out, and then other leg, the right leg steps over the left, or vice versa. Hook that leg in, and pull in tight and hold. 'Okay, leg coming over there. We're going to stick with glutes. Lying flat on your back next. We're going to do a figure 4 stretch, okay, or piriformis stretch. So you get ankle over knee, okay, and then reach behind the back of that thigh and pull in from the hamstring. Okay, I'll lift my leg up there so you can see. So it's right ankle on left knee, and then that left knee comes in towards the body. And you're using both hands to grab around the back of the left thigh and pull in. If you find it hard to pull it in, just grab the top leg and pull it in towards you, or pop that left foot on a wall or a sofa and push yourself back into the stretch. Three, two, one. Down, change legs. So right foot down, left ankle over right knee. Right knee comes in towards the body. Grab the back of the right thigh and hold. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 0. Bit of back and hip ability again, okay. Feet down and just drop the knees to the side. You may get a stretch, similar area again, through glutes, or otherwise you may feel it more so, like me, in the lower back. Try and keep the shoulder blades pinned down to your mat and pinned down to the floor, and just see how far round you can get the knees each time. This is a really nice one to get people doing initially after they've had a lot of low back stiffness, if they've had low back spasm, just to get soft tissues moving again and get the joints moving a little bit into rotation. 3 more. 2, Another mobility exercise next, kind of the reverse exercise to the scorpions we did. Feet are out straight, okay, arms out wide. So you start off in a crucifix position, and then you bring your right foot up and over to the hand, okay? Go down, then left foot up and over to the other hand, okay? And just see how far around you can get. So it's a bit of a straight leg raise, test out those hamstrings, and then come round and over, then back to the middle. And last couple, 3. And back to the middle. Okay, guys. Knee hug next. Okay, so working into flexion, the low back. So try and grab those knees, pull them in, or if you can get crease of your elbow to kind of hook around the knees, just pull in tight. Try and get the knees in towards the chest as far as you can. And just hold and breathe. And going down there. Okay. Good luck, guys. We haven't done quads yet, so we're going to stand up and do standing quadriceps next. Okay, so leaning against the wall or grabbing an object to hold on to. Bring the heel up into your bum. This is when you struggle with at home. Just pop the foot back on a chair and then sit back as far as you can onto your heel. If you can get the heel up towards your bum, or you can grab your foot, perfect. Kind of keep the knees fairly close together. Bring that heel up towards the bum. If you don't feel any stretch at all, you need to probably get the hip flexors involved a bit more. And just bring the hip back. Try not to lean too far forward as you do that. Okay, bring the leg down and changing feet. Okay, coming back down there. A few other stretches in standing. So I'll just reach up as high as you can to start with. I know you can't see my hands, but reach up and reach back. Push the hips forward slightly. And then slowly lean over to one side. So you've got my right hand coming down my right leg. And I'm bringing the left arm over. Going straight in that top arm. And you'll feel a bit more of a stretch. Back up to the middle, and then you go over the opposite side, and then just hold. Again, you can use hip is a bit of a block. Hold yourself there. And slowly coming back up, and this time down to the floor. Okay, and just hold. Okay, so plenty of hamstring work today, so you may find you get a bit further than usual. You can grab shins, ankles, feet, or get down to the floor if you can. If the floor is easy, go knuckles. If knuckles are easy, go flat hands on the floor. Even that's easy, bring your feet close together. And then slowly bring yourself back up. Okay, shoulders next, guys. I haven't done any upper body stuff particularly so far. What I want you to do to start with, arm across the body and pull it in tight and hold. Coming down there, and again, arm up and across. And then use the other arm to pull it tight into the body and round again, trying to pull the shoulder round. And stretch out back to the shoulders. Okay, going from back to front of the chest and shoulders. Okay, all stretch or door frame stretch. Okay, so you can do this in a door frame. I've got a bit of skin on board here I can lean against. Again, I'm trying to actually I'm stretching my left side. I'm trying to almost bring my left leg round. I'm trying to turn my body into the room, rotate to the right hand side. I'm pushing my chest forward as well, blocking my arm off against corner store. You can do it in a door frame, or you can just do it against the wall. Okay, just make sure you're pushing your arm into that wall first. Slowly coming out of that stretch there and changing arms, so opposite arm into the wall or the door frame. Step round again, so right arm in, push body in the chest forward, keep that arm locked against the wall, turn to your left. Good, and coming up there. Nice, a few nice big shoulder rolls backwards for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Pull those shoulders back together. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stuff in there. Next, we want the shoulder and the elbow to bend. Okay, back to the arms, triceps, and kind of underneath. The shoulder getting a bit of a stretch. Feel free to use your head to actually drive the back of the arm backwards. And just hold. And then again, slowly coming down, so those arms off and change arms. They're all up and over. Just have a pat on the back and then drive the head back into the elbow and just hold there. And again, swing the arms down. Okay, we'll finish off those wrist flexors. Okay. Pull. Go finger to finger. Okay. And then pull backwards. You may even get a little bit of a bicep stretch as well if they're particularly tight. And changing hands again. And you can get the thumb involved as well. Bring the thumb in slightly and then pull back. And so you can kind of finish both ways. Wrist rotations, just to loosen up those wrists after a good stretch. Guys, well done today. Over 40 minutes of stretches there. Hope you've learned a few new ones. Feel free if you've got any individual ones that you want to carry on with, you want to kind of keep limbered up. Feel free to crack on with those as usual. Any comments in the comments box or jack@energizetherapy.com.